You most likely remember that I covered a couple of days ago the TEAMGROUP T-Create Expert DDR5. So right here I have TEAMGROUP's T-Create Classic M.2 NVMe PCI Express SSD Gen 4x4. And it kind of looks minimalistic, but every M.2 does. But as I stated, for those DDR5 RAMs, these are made for and by creators. And they look, I mean, the looks really doesn't matter here. And I'm talking this because, usually I review cases and I have to talk about the looks. So this is something that is definitely my mistake. So here we go. Heatsink is made out of aluminum and performance read goes up to 5000 megabytes per second, but of course I'll do some of my own testing. Warranty is 5 years, which is quite nice and quite interesting. And here it is. I mean, what am I doing with the box? It's right here. It's double-sided M.2 SSD PCI Gen 4x4. It has a passive heatsink, and I do have to state this, it has a foil on the thin aluminum passive heatsink, so do remove that before placing it inside your build. I mean, you can't miss it because it's making some noises, so be careful because you won't get proper cooling when this SSD is inside your PC or a passive heatsink. So yeah, do take that into consideration. Now, when we're talking about some general specifications about it, and I do have to mention those before we go any further, we have Phison PS5016E1632 controller. We have 96-layer TLC NAND flash by Toshiba. Endurance is 18,000 TBW and mean time before failure is 1.7 million hours. We also have DRAM cache, so DDR4 2400 on CL17 SK Hynix, 2 times 512 megabytes, and the organization is 4G x 8. It supports intelligent algorithms and high-rate LDPC, so low-density parity check, ECC functionality that ensures data safety and integrity in your work. But yeah, we know that. So what's it all about? The performance and stuff like that. We have some specifications as well in terms of you have a possibility to check out 1 or 2 terabytes. The operational temperature is from 0 to 70 degrees Celsius. The 1 terabyte goes up to 18,000 TBW, while the 2 terabytes goes up double of that, so 36,000 TBW. We have in standard dimension 2280, shock resistant up to 1500 Gs at 0.5 milliseconds. And basically what we can do now is check out the results. So I did three benchmarks in ASSSD Auto Disk Benchmark and Crystal Disk Mark. ASSSD read speeds go up to 4913 megabytes per second. Write speeds go up to 4254 megabytes per second. Auto Disk Benchmark goes up to 4.93 gigabytes per second, and write speed go up to 4.3 gigabytes per second. Crystal Disk Mark read speeds go up to 5069 megabytes per second, while the write speeds go up to 4530 megabytes per second. Random 4K IOPS read 750,359 and write goes up to 748,582. I ran the SSD with all the benchmarks without the passive heatsink, so just this aluminum passive heatsink that comes inside the box, and the thermals went up to 70 degrees Celsius. The cool thing about it, so it reached the peak of the thermals, what they stated in their specification, okay? But checking out the Auto Disk Benchmark, and you have all those reads and all the data in that software, there is literally not a single time that I witnessed that it had degraded its performance on those thermals. So at 70 degrees Celsius, without a passive heatsink additionally from the motherboard on it, it had constant performance. No drops, no thermal throttling, no nothing. So imagine if you place a passive heatsink. This is what actually TEAMGROUP is creating for creators, in terms of giving you endurance and stability no matter what. It says it works from 0 to 70 degrees Celsius. It works at 70 degrees Celsius without any issues. That's it, guys. That's all that I can say. It tested in the environment, and I don't need to give you the actual real-life benchmarks, because the synthetic benchmarks pushed this SSD to the maximum of the thermals, and it achieved the same speeds and consistency throughout those speeds, throughout those benchmarks basically. So I would say this is quite amazing, and this SSD does go in the same bucket as I stated for the DDR5 in the budget range. So it kind of goes cool if you're deciding to be a creator, or if you are a creator and you're still on a budget, you're looking for something that will be stable and durable. This would be it. This would be it without a doubt. So TEAMGROUP T-Create Classic PCIe Gen4x4, even though it doesn't have the maximum 7.5 gigabytes per second speeds, but okay, they stated, and they stated here on the box, so read up to 5000 megabytes and write up to 4400 megabytes per second. So it's right here on the box. So they didn't lie. In some benchmarks it was a couple of megabytes less, but in the last benchmark the speeds were quite up above the speeds that I just read out to you. So guys, yeah, again, another great product from TEAMGROUP when we're taking into consideration that it really does work really stable at the maximum thermals that they stated, and it got fixed at 70, doesn't go above 70 degrees, which is outstanding. And if you wish to check it out, I'll place the links for the 1TB and 2TB version, just in case if you need more space, so you can check out both of the prices and everything else. And that'll be all for today. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to sub, like, and hit the notification bell. Hopefully I will see you in another one quite shortly. Thanks. Bye bye.